Hold on just a little while longer. Hold on just a little while longer. Hold on just a little while longer. Everything will be alright.
Could you tell us a little about yourself and what you can do, Chloe?
Of course. I'm the first personal assistant built by CyberLife. I take care of most everyday tasks like cooking, housework, or managing your appointments, for example.
And I understand you're the first android to have passed the Turing test. Could you tell us a little more about that?
I really didn't do much, you know. I just spoke with a few humans to see if they could tell the difference between me and a real person. It was a really interesting experience.
But this is the first time in history that man has created a machine more intelligent than himself. I gather your brain can perform several billion operations per second. Is that right?
Absolutely, but I only exist thanks to the intelligence of the humans who designed me. And, you know, they have something I could never have.
Really? And what's that?
A soul.
Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Dork Points. This is a very special episode. We will be looking at Detroit Become Human, one of the best games I've played in quite a while, brought to us by David Cage, the maker of Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls. He has finally perfected his mixture of the choose-your-own-adventure game along with the playable movie, as well as a true game challenge. QuickTime events finally make sense. They are not weird or clunky like in Heavy Rain, and they feel vital and important, and they are, unlike Beyond Two Souls, where it was more just a playable movie. So let's get into the game itself. Here there are three main antagonists to follow, and coming first is our introduction to Connor, who is an android detective created by CyberLife Company to assist officers in android-related crimes.
Hi, Daniel. My name is Connor. How do you know my name? I know a lot of things about you. I've come to get you out of this. I'm an android, just like you. I know how you're feeling.
What difference does it make if you're an android? You're on their side. You can't understand how I'm feeling. I've spent my life taking orders. Now it's my turn to decide.
There are androids now called deviants, and this is a new thing, but it's kind of springing up all over the world. And there's his flowchart. So it ended with him jumping off the building, and you can see all the other different options. And I can't tell you how many times I replayed this until I got the other options. All right, here's the next character.
Register your name.
And there's that scumbag. Hey, honey.
My name is Kara.
So, yeah, I'm not going to show much of Kara's beginning story here because it's so dark, and it's kind of obvious where it's going. Kara finds herself in a home with an abusive father. Need I say more? Okay, and here's her flowchart, and what a great little addition to these games to make them more fun to play. I kept going back, looking at different things until I was satisfied, and that's what is great about the flowchart is you get to see all the different things, or the things that are locked. You can try to find them, you can look them up. And the flowcharts really are a giant leap forward along with other things like the combat in this game. So anyway, now we're going to the third main character, Marcus. Yes, and he's with Lance Henriksen! Lance Henriksen! Yeah!
What the hell am I doing here? I hate cocktail parties and all the schmoozers that go there.
Well, it's a chance for all those people who admire your work to meet you.
Yeah. No one gives a damn about art. Did you leave the light on in the studio?
No, I'm sure I didn't.
Call the police.
Detroit Police, what's your emergency?
This is Carl Manfred's android at 8941 Lafayette Avenue. We've just returned home and found the lights on. There may have been a break-in.
A patrol car is on the way.
Let's go check it out.
No, Lance Henriksen, let's not go check it out. We've seen what happens to you in almost every movie you're in. Come on now. Yeah, his character has a kind of butthole of a son who's got a drug problem, and he's trying to steal his paintings.
Just think of it as a down payment on my inheritance.
Marcus, get him away from there. Get him out of here.
Okay, so here we go. We've been instructed to make Leo leave. Ugh.
Be reasonable. This isn't gonna get you anywhere.
All you ever do is tell me to go away. What's wrong, Dad? Not good enough for you? Not perfect, like this fucking thing?
That's enough. Get out right now.
What makes it so special anyway, huh? What's it got that I don't?
Leave him alone.
Come on, let's see what you got.
Marcus, don't defend yourself, you hear me? Don't do anything.
Go ahead, hit me. What you waiting for? Think you're a man? Act like one.
Stop it!
What's the matter? Too much of a pussy?
Stop it, Leo!
Okay, so here the game shows us what happens to an android when they are faced with two conflicting priorities. And this happened in the Kara story as well with the abusive father. But basically you have to break down that wall inside your head, which kind of just frees you as an android, and you get to make whichever choice you want to make.
Oh, right, that's right. I forgot you're not a real person. You're just a fucking piece of plastic.
Oh, Leo, leave him alone!
I'm gonna destroy you. Then it'll just be me and my dad. I'm gonna...
Yeah, that just happened. A major event in the game. I promise not to show you too many of those, if any more at all. But now you get to see the flowchart and how it works. And I have played both outcomes in my frustration, and neither are good. But if you look at the top in the gray, that is where Leo lives. And his father has a heart attack, and he accuses Marcus of killing his father. If you look at the bottom, in the highlighted blue, that is where Leo gets hurt. The police arrive, and they mistook him for the aggressor. Yeah, so there you go. That's how it works, and they get bigger and bigger and better. It's an amazing system. So now we are back with Connor. He is alive again because he's an android, and they brought him back, and we are with my favorite character in the game. That's Lieutenant Hank Anderson, played by the amazing Clancy Brown, who is the bad guy in Highlander. He was the drill sergeant in Starship Troopers. I've just found out he plays Mr. Krabs on SpongeBob SquarePants. He's also Neo Cortex in Crash Bandicoot, and he plays Hades in God of War 3. Yeah!
My name is Connor. I'm the android sent by CyberLife. I looked for you at the station, but nobody knew where you were. They said you were probably having a drink nearby. I was lucky to find you at the 5th bar.
What do you want?
You were assigned a case early this evening. A homicide involving a CyberLife android. In accordance with procedure, the company has allocated a specialized model to assist investigators.
Well, I don't need any assistance. Especially not from a plastic asshole like you. So just be a good little robot and get the fuck out of here.
I understand that some people are not comfortable in the presence of androids, but
I am perfectly comfortable. Now back off before I crush you like an empty beer can.
I'm sorry, Lieutenant, but I must insist. My instructions stipulate that I have to accompany you.
You know where you can stick your instructions?
No. Where?
Never mind.
You know what? I'll buy you one for the road. What do you say? Bartender, the same again, please.
See, that Jim wonders at technology. Make it a double. Did you say homicide?
The amazing Clancy Brown, and as you play further missions, you will just love what is in store for him. Okay, now we are back to Kara's story, and like I said, it's really dark, dark, dark. So, her and Alice have escaped the abusive parents' house, and they heard stories of a person who hides or protects runaway androids. So they end up at this shady character's house named Slatko. It is basically people under the stairs for androids. As you can see clearly in this little promotional video they had for the game, I'm just showing you this because this level is so expansive and so dark that I thought a better example might be the theme park level here to show you, and that's where they are at. They escaped with Luther, that man standing on the left. That's Luther. He is one of Zlatko's henchmen, and they have escaped from him and found themselves at an abandoned amusement park. Now she has to make a bed for Alice, and she's got all the accoutrements there, and Luther is there as well.
Sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams, Alice. You've been through a lot.
Can you tell me a story, Kara?
I have 9,000 children's stories in memory. I should have one for you.
She's a sweet girl.
Yes. She's very brave. Do you know what you're going to do when you reach Canada?
I haven't really thought about it. I've never been free before. Free? I like the sound of it. But I don't know what it really means yet.
Do you remember anything from your life before Zlatko?
No. My model was designed to carry heavy loads. I might have been a longshoreman or a laborer. Who I was doesn't matter anymore. It wasn't really me.
If Kara's story was on its own, it would be a horror thriller game based on androids, kinda. Yeah. Oh, and right here you get to see her choose between two things: protecting Alice or getting the gun. So she runs and protects Alice. Luther gets the gun, and now we face off with these scary things. But again, this game just twists and turns on you when you least expect it.
Don't be afraid. We don't want to hurt you. We're just like you. Our name is Jerry. We were working here before the park closed. We didn't mean to frighten you, but sometimes humans come to hurt us, so we wanted to see who was there. What are you doing here?
We were looking for shelter for the night. We'll be gone tomorrow.
A little girl. We haven't seen one for a long time. Children used to love to come and see us. She looks sad.
The last few days have been difficult.
We have something to show her. Something fun. She'll love it. Does she want to see?
Oh, I don't think she's in...
Well, she should follow us then.
Alice, I don't know if it's a good idea.
Come on, Kara.
I don't think you have any choice.
Be our guest. The little one can climb on board. The carousel is about to begin.
It's the first time I've seen her smile.
She hasn't had much to smile about lately.
I hope you enjoyed that. If you do, you have a soul. Or are you an android? Just one of those little moments that makes a good game great. Alright, now let's go back to the story of Marcus one last time, just to show you what's going on with him. Now, Marcus's story is much more complex than the others. Not that there's a billion choices they can or can't make. They do. But, Kara has to keep Alice alive. So all of her decisions are based on that. She has to protect Alice. Connor can either be a good cop, following the truth, or he can be basically a deviant, or Hank's best buddy. I mean, there's a little leeway in there, but not much. Whereas you see here, Marcus is converting all these people to do a peaceful march on the city to tell people that androids are free people. Now, he can make so many other decisions beyond that are so much more violent. Okay, there's the drone watching us. That isn't good. But back to my point, Marcus inadvertently becomes the leader of the android, the free, or the deviant, if you want to call them, the android race. Okay, now we've come upon a cop. I've decided to raise my hands. There we go. So I'm going the peaceful route here. I'm going the Gandhi route.
Jesus fucking Christ! Dispatch, this is Patrol 457. I got a lot of androids down here. I don't know, hundreds, thousands. They're marching. Yeah, they're marching down the street. No more slavery.
Also, I have to say, as you get further in the story, Marcus has even more options other than peace or violence. It's just amazing. I'm not gonna give it all away because now we're at the big confrontation.
We came here to demonstrate peacefully and tell humans that we are living beings. All we want is to live free.
This is an illegal gathering. Disperse immediately or we will open fire.
So that's mostly all I ever wanted to show you, but there's another level with Connor. Connor! And you can only get this one if you play the game a certain way. Yes, it's true, and this level is amazing and worth playing. I'm not going to spoil any of the choices or challenges you have to make to get here, but it's just another level of the game that makes it so much more replayable and fun. It really is a fun game. There's some super sad endings that ruined my night, I have to say, when I finished the game for the first time. But replaying all these levels, it's as Bender said, it's fun on the bun. Okay, here we are. Neutralize the guards or stop the elevator, I think is what it said. Now we're going to see a new combat option that I have not shown you before, other than the QuickTime event. This is a reconstruction where you get to look at each guard and what they're going to do and the different options and moves they're going to make. And then you can plan out what you have to do in order to succeed. Yeah. So there you go. And he uses this throughout the game, and so do the other characters, and I really love this as well. So, X to execute, boom, and then we go into a quick time event. Again, I missed that circle. Yeah. They're a little tough, but better than Heavy Rain, where you had to press L2 and R1 and shake the controller up and down. That was fucking ridiculous. So there we go, Connor. Good job. Now, he does another tricky thing here that I love.
Agent 54, level sub 49.
Voice recognition validated.
There you go. Detroit Become Human. One last thing I want to talk about is Chloe here. She is the talking head who introduces you to the game. You saw her in that little interview at the beginning of this video, but when you start the game, she's just a floating head.
Do you think that technology could become a threat to mankind?
Yes, I do. But she just tells you how to play a game and all this stuff, and then as you go on, weird things happen, like this. If you had to live on a deserted island, you can only bring one object. Well, I chose right on this one. Pen and paper. Obviously.
Do you consider yourself dependent on technology?
This is the one where I lie. Okay, but anyways, watch Chloe fall apart in these videos here. It's amazing.
You were here already. I apologize. It won't happen again. Are you familiar with Schrodinger's cat?
Oh, yeah.
Until you decide what happens, everything is happening at once. Like in Detroit.
Yeah, and look at her face there. Yeah, it's amazing.
Sure
just another little level. And then she's asking me if I should continue.
Maybe we should leave things as they are.
And there's, yeah, are you sure you should continue? Yeah, and there's another little bit where she goes, oh, I corrupted all your save files. Ha ha! Yeah, it's just this game. 100%. Amazing! Dork points! Fully earned! Wake up and play this game. And for all of you sitting at home worried about the world right now, here is a very special treat. Hold on just a little while longer. I love you guys. Good night.
Hold on just a little while longer. Hold on just a little while longer. Hold on just a little while longer. Everything will be alright. Everything will be alright. Fight on just a little while longer. Fight on just a little while longer. Fight on just a little while longer. Everything will be alright. Everything will be alright. We will sing on just a little while longer. Sing on just a little while longer. Sing on.
Rolling around with Lance Hendrickson. Where we gonna take him? We're not gonna take him in. We're just rolling around with Lance Hendrickson. Look at this thing over here, Lance Hendrickson. Look at this thing over here, Lance Hendrickson. Look at yourself in the mirror, Lance Hendrickson. Taking you back to the door that you can't go out of. Hi, I'm Lance Hendrickson. We're just rolling around with Lance Hendrickson. He was in the movie Alien. Aliens, not Alien. Look at this bird, Lance Hendrickson. Look at that bird, Lance Hendrickson. Look at that bird, Lance Hendrickson. Look at it. Look at the fucking bird, Lance Hendrickson.